Welcome to the Spotlight here on rockstardreams.com. We're on with Matt Halpern, drummer for Periphery and music business guru with the Entertainment Institute. Matt, what's going on, man?
How are you? It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on. That's a kick-ass title, by the way, music business guru.
Yeah, it's cool. It's not my sole title within the Entertainment Institute, and we have lots of good gurus within the Entertainment Institute too. But yes, I don't mind that title as a start. That's a good one for sure.
I dig it. I dig it. So guys that are watching from home or on your phone on the go, the Entertainment Institute is curated by our good friends at the Vans Warped Tour. They're a new platform. They're putting on some really cool workshops for emerging artists or people who are interested in getting into the music business to get some tips. So Matt, I'll let you kind of give an overview of TEI, your backstory and how you got involved with the Entertainment Institute.
Sure. Thanks. So I'm a co-founder of TEI as well as being one of the gurus that offers, educational experiences via the company. And how I got into it was just kind of a natural progression. Prior to me working with the Entertainment Institute, I had my own company called Band Happy. And Band Happy, we launched publicly in 2012, but I had sort of been working on it in the woodshed for a long time, years prior. And Band Happy connected students and fans with their favorite artists through educational experiences. So similar to some of the things we're doing with the Entertainment Institute. But when I first started Band Happy, we were connecting people through video chat, one-on-one music lessons. And also when artists would tour in their bands, from city to city, country to country, we would facilitate lessons that would occur at the venues before the show. And all of this really started for me out of necessity. As a touring musician, especially these days, it's really hard to supplement your income just being in a band. And I had always been really involved with music education even prior to touring with Periphery. So when I started touring, I just put the word out there to the fans. I said, hey, I'm offering drum lessons. If any of you guys are drummers and want to come out and meet me at the show, we can do a lesson. We'll set up in my trailer. It'll be a great time. And I had a great response, and pretty quickly other musicians from other bands that I was touring with caught on to what I was doing. I explained to them that I was teaching in person at these venues, but then when I would go home from tour, I could continue to work with the same students just through video chat. And it quickly became something I was just doing for a lot of people. I was like a music lesson booking agent for a bunch of my friends in different bands, and Band Happy became the platform that allowed me to sort of do it a little bit more automated, if you will. And that's what we put together. So kind of fast forward a little bit, the Band Happy had a chance to be out on the Vans Warped Tour after, having an opportunity to talk with Kevin Lyman and show Kevin, who's the founder of the Vans Warped Tour, what I was doing with Band Happy. It made sense to me that the Warped Tour is a fantastic place to connect artists with their fans, and I hadn't ever really seen like a educational component to this level. So very early on, right before we launched Band Happy publicly, I did a pitch with Kevin. I explained what the platform was like. We got on the video chat ourselves, and we talked about it, and he actually ended up coming on board as an investor pretty much. Gave us our shot on our first summer on the Vans Warped Tour. It was very successful. We ended up, I think at that point we had like maybe 20 artists teaching and a bunch of students throughout the whole summer. It was really cool. And then we were Band Happy was back on the Warped Tour for consecutive summers for another 2 or 3 years. I can't recall. It was either 2 or 3 more years. And then right around that point, I was kind of running Band Happy on my own, and it just became too much to handle with the band kind of growing a bit and more responsibilities in some of those areas. So, Kevin and I looked at each other one day and we said, you know what? I got this cool business model with Band Happy, and Kevin's got these cool resources, and he has this great platform, and he has the same vision as I do of wanting to connect artists with their fans and create great opportunities for everybody involved. And it just made sense. You know what? Let's team up. Let's put all of this under the umbrella of the Entertainment Institute, and let's really take it even further than what we were doing with Band Happy and what he was doing with the Entertainment Institute prior. And that leads us to where we are today. So The Entertainment Institute in this sort of incarnation of it has been going for just about a little over a year now, almost, well, I guess about a year and a half. We really focused last year on some of those similar initiatives that Band Happy was a part of. So we focused on the in-person music lessons on tours. We focused on these great experiences with bands and their fans. We did the video chat stuff. And of course, we were a part of the Vans Warped Tour with our biggest summer yet for education out on site every day. So we're back this summer on the Vans Warped Tour again. It's going to be even bigger than last year. We have a great group of gurus that are going to be teaching. And then aside from that, we're working on some very cool initiatives to continue that connection between artists and their fans, not just on the Vans Warped Tour and not just on one tour when a fan is lucky enough to go to a show, but year round. And that's what, you know, without getting into too much detail, I'm really spending a lot of my time working on those new initiatives to make sure that that sort of relationship stays intact all the time for the fans and for the artists. So I know that was a lot of stuff, but hopefully that brings it full circle and now you know where we're at.
Yeah, totally, man. I dig that. And what I love about this too is you guys really kind of remove the veil for artists to really connect with their fans and vice versa. You know, and I think in the digital age where most people are stuck behind a keyboard and, you know, that's how a lot of artists and fans are interacting today, you guys are actually providing an opportunity in person and through online workshops to really connect one-on-one with these artists, you know, get their feedback, get hands-on experience, get, you know, whether it's drum technique or advice on, you know, promoting your music or breaking into the business. So guys, I think that's really important. These workshops, again, they're actually live throughout the Vans Warped Tour, which launches at the end of June. Be sure to check those tour dates and also the schedule through thinktei.com. And on that note, Matt, I know you're going to be announcing the gurus today. Can we get a little teaser on some of the artists that fans can expect?
Sure, yeah. So you are correct. We are announcing pretty soon, actually. I think it's about an hour from now. I think we're going live, or maybe it's a couple hours, but I should know this. But yeah, so we've got some really cool classes. I don't want to give away the farm too much, but we will have members from bands like Motionless in White, Falling in Reverse, We the Kings, Veil of Maya, Whitechapel. That's just a few, but there's quite a nice list of gurus that are really stepping up this summer to connect with their fans in the way that really you just described. And just to give you like an idea of the type of classes, I don't want to give away who's doing what, but just so you know, I mean, some of the classes they're all over the gamut as far as like what you can potentially learn. So one class is about doing things yourself, you know, how to really get things going from a DIY perspective, whether you're in a band or whether you are trying to break into the industry aspect. There's another class called Finding Success in and Outside of the Music Industry. So that's great for, you know, anyone who wants to work within the business. There's another class called Write a Song in 40 Minutes. Another one that is kind of interesting from the photographer's perspective. What is life like in the pit? So, I mean, we're really trying to cater to, you know, the general music fan, but also the fan who plays an instrument and wants to learn from, you know, their favorite artists on the tour. We're catering to the fan who really actually wants to work in the music industry and maybe has friends in bands that they already manage or they already work with, or they want to know where to go to get an internship and how to do things. I mean, we're catering to that person as well. And then also there's a lot of people, you know, everybody's a photographer these days with Instagram at their fingertips. So we also want to cater to those people, and we're offering a couple different photography classes out there. So it's really cool. And I'm excited to see sort of what people are interested in. So that's always the cool part. We can predict like, oh, this class will be cool, this class will be cool. But it's always amazing to see which ones really resonate with people. And I should say this, I mean, despite the specific topics and directions for each class, what is so cool about every single one that I've been a part of or that I've had a chance to see in previous years is the product of every class. The thing that comes out at the end is inspiration. You know, not only are the gurus inspired because they get to see the looks on their fans' faces when they're actually explaining things to them, and that you see that light bulb go off. But our goal is to make sure that the fans and the people that are there leave inspired to go do whatever it is that they want to do. If they want to be a professional in the industry side, if they want to be in a band, if they want to be a photographer, they want to go be a doctor, whatever it is. Like, we want to create an environment that sort of breeds inspiration, but even more importantly, connects one individual with another like-minded individual in their area, in their local place where they're from, that they may have not known before, that they're connecting with because they both like the same artist or both have the same interest, in the same topics. And what's so cool about that is that, you can potentially create a network that way. You can find people to fill the holes that you may need to fill with whatever it is you're doing. Maybe I'm a drummer in a class and I find a guitar player. Maybe I'm, a music business guy and I find somebody in a band who needs a manager. Who knows? But our goal is to connect the students with one another too, so that they can continue to help each other even beyond what's going on in the class itself. Does that make sense?
It does, man. I think you bring up some really good points there, guys. And, for our audience at home, whether you're in New York or LA, you're a kid in Juneau, Alaska, you're in Dallas, Texas, and, you're trying to figure out what to do with your life, you're going through a tough time, whatever it is, I can't stress how important it is to connect, with something like this. You get with people who've been there, done that. I know Matt's a fantastic drummer. If you haven't seen 22 Faces on YouTube, by the way, sick drum technique, check that out. These guys have been there, done that, and they can show you that, hey, we were where you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. If you put in the work, you educate yourself, you network and align yourself with the right people, there's a tremendous opportunity out there. So I think that's a great story to share, man. And I really dig what you guys are doing.
Cool. Thank you, man. I think that's cool to hear. It's totally like what you just said is why we do this. The reality of it is no one's going to hold your hand for you. And you really need to know kind of how to handle yourself in a lot of different situations as a professional, whatever that may be. So rather than learn from someone who's kind of like a drag, who knows, I've had great teachers, but I've also had kind of teachers that I prefer not to have as my teachers. So, if you have a teacher that's sort of not really doing it for you, maybe what you hear out of someone that inspires, coming from someone that inspires you will actually make a difference. And that's why we have these classes. It's a cool way to bring people together, So yeah, it's awesome.
Nice. Yeah. And for those fans out there that, maybe you can't make it to Warped Tour this year, they do offer some online workshops as well. I actually attended a workshop last year with MC Lars, just
awesome.
Kind of feel this out and get some ideas on digital marketing. For one, Lars is probably one of the funniest dudes I've ever met.
Great.
We chatted for 20, 30 minutes, swapping ideas, and some of those I'm applying to rockstardreams.com, as we speak here. So valuable information, guys. So again, even if you can't make Warped Tour this year, be sure to check out thinktei.com for those online workshops and those dates as well.
Definitely. I think it's live at 2 p.m. Pacific time today is when we're announcing. So, keep a lookout and you can kind of see what's available. And as you said, we do have other classes that go throughout the year. And as I mentioned before, one of our bigger initiatives that's going to be rolling out towards the mid to maybe end of Warped Tour as of now, hopefully, is a program where, we're going to essentially be hosting communities for the individual gurus that we work with that are not necessarily of the same mindset of like, how the social networks are now, where it's all about finding as many followers as you can, building your platform. It's actually really about connecting the diehard fans, the people that are really dedicated to the guru, the community based around that guru, the values that are created, and the lessons that are taught. So without giving away too much, that's something too that's going to be happening year-round fairly soon with the Entertainment Institute, and it's going to be available for anyone. It's funny, you mentioned that you took a class with MC Lars, and I think a lot of people, they get to a point where they're doing their own things and they feel very confident. You forget that you should always be learning, and even if you already know the stuff that you learn, it's always great to hear someone else's perspective on it. So it's funny, like even today, I'm looking at different entrepreneurial video, like online classes on different topics that are, that fall under that entrepreneurial umbrella. I've launched businesses, but there's still so much stuff that maybe I don't know, or maybe it's stuff that I know but need to hear a different way from another person. So, I mean, you're obviously looking to always improve and learn. I'm always looking to improve and learn. The people that inspire me the most, they read, they learn, they take courses. I mean, it's just, you should never stop. That's what's going to keep you alive, to be honest. And it keeps you going, So I don't know. I'm just very passionate about teaching. I'm very passionate about connecting people for the sake of the sharing of knowledge and information. That's what it's all about,
Totally, man. I dig that. Super rad, great opportunity again for, any aspiring artists out there, fans who are looking to get into the music industry or just want to get involved or, take a step forward. I think it's always important to collaborate. Again, we're on with Matt Halpern of the Entertainment Institute. Matt, I know you got a busy day ahead of you with the launch formally kicking off here in a couple hours.
Yep.
So I will let you go. Guys, be sure to check out thinktei.com. Also follow the Entertainment Institute at thinktei. Thanks for watching the Spotlight on rockstardreams.com.